Are you struggling with scalping indices on the 1 minute chart, or just scalping indices in general? Well, in this video I'm going to teach you a very, very simple method that allows you to scalp 1 minute chart indices or 3 minute chart indices. It's completely free, and I'll even show you an upgraded version. So the first things first, we'll run through the indicators that we've got on the chart. The first thing is a Bollinger Band. We just have a standard Bollinger Band. I've set the length to 40 and the standard deviation to 1.337. You'll see that this gives a lot of opportunities for breakouts, and that is what we're going for. This is a breakout method. The next thing you'll notice on the chart is an indicator called Trend Follower. Trend Follower is completely free and open for anyone to use. This, I think, is default standard, at which point it's just left on chart. And then the third indicator is for the upgraded version, but we'll get into that in a moment. So the first thing you've got to do is realize, well, how am I trading it? And the way we trade it is very, very simple. We wait for a breakout of the outer edge of a Bollinger Band, and we take the trend to go. So I'm going to run through some examples here. So for instance, in this example, you can see that we broke through and we would be taking our buy. Our stop loss can just be the center ribbon or sometimes even the far ribbon. It depends on what your threshold is for your stop loss. Some people will have to keep a very, very tight stop loss because of the size of the account they're working with. Other people not so much, especially for prop firms. You can run it off the bottom edge of the ribbon and then just try to stop it out. And again, you can see here you can take buys, and you can also take more buys through the second breakout if you got stopped out here. And you're really just aiming to run with it and try and scalp. You're going to be very aggressive with your take profit system in this, because your take profits have to be very, very close. So the idea is that you're going in for 50, 100 pips at a time at most, and this is indices, so pips are very, very small. But we're not aiming for a huge amount. Again, here you can see that in theory we could have had one trade here, another one here, and another one here, which you could have run out. You would have had another short in through here. All of these are perfectly viable trades. There is in theory this one that dips in through here, which would have been a loss. However, you do make up for it when you do get those nice long trends. If you're finding that you do get faked out a little bit too much on standard candles, you can use Heiken-Ashis, which are a little bit smoother. And just look a bit smoother, so you can get a slightly clearer indication from your indicators, as well as a better sign when it does come to breakout. And you can see that there are consistent points where breaking out does give you room for profit. Now, the upgraded version is simply just changing out the trend follow for logistics map index. LMI is a very, very, very easy tool. All I've done is kept the settings as default and then turned this to an error and just turned everything else off. And you're just trading whether it is red or green. There is nothing wild with it. You can see that often it kicks in its new trends a little bit sooner than the trend follower does, but in general they're somewhat similar. And you can also see long and short term trends. So for instance, when it is green, it's a short-term buy. When it is above this 0 center line, so you can see that here it was below, but here it's above. When it's above or below center line is when you're into a longer-term trend. So you can see that for all from here to here was considered a longer-term trend, and then it's kicked back into a longer-term trend just around here somewhere. So you have two guides on how you're looking at the trend. So you can use both together, or you could use them individually. So for instance, you may decide that you don't want to take short-term buys when the long-term is still sell. So you would end up avoiding all of this mess up until about here, and you would end up taking this trade, but you would have missed this small loss through here. And the same goes for if you're in a downtrend, in a short-term downtrend, like here, but the long term was still bullish, you would not need to take that. So that's a way that you can upgrade the free version of the method, and get consistent profit with indices on a 1 minute chart. If you want to see this on US30, I can check that for you now. This method has been tested, and again you can see, although it does work with the trend follower, it can be a little bit improved when you're ignoring some of these little fake outs. So we would have avoided this one. Unfortunately, we would have taken the next one, but we avoided at least one of those losses. And the same thing here, we can avoid this whole buy because we are underneath the 0 line on LMI. If you like this method and want to see other methods, then check out some of our other method videos. We have a playlist called Method Videos, and we also have a playlist for educational videos. I hope this has been of use to you, and I will see you all in the next video.